What is up, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, coming to you live to talk about the upcoming NBA preseason slate for 12-18. So I just wanted to kind of go over my picks on who I'm liking, who I'm not liking, so on and so forth for each game. So let's start it off at the very beginning with Miami and Toronto. So this is an interesting game to say the least. Jimmy Butler, questionable. We have a bunch of questionable guys basically on the Heat, and we don't know who is basically going to start just yet. The main guy I'm going to be looking at is Goran Dragic. I think that price point's way too low for him. I think he's going to see good minutes if he does, in fact, start. Tyler Hero is another bench option I don't mind getting to. Kendrick Nunn had a bad shooting day, but that price is too cheap to me. Bam Adebayo, I mean, you can get to him if you get to him, but I like other center options on the slate. On the Toronto side, Kyle Lowry's questionable, so look for Van VanVleet to basically step up and have a good starting role. I think that price point's too cheap for him, and he's definitely a guy I'm looking at. Flynn, you can get to him if you need salary saver, but again, I like guys around him way more. This game is just kind of just a man game to me, kind of a cross-off game. The Cavaliers and New York Knicks, this is the game that we need to watch for. Look at the injuries for this Cleveland team. Delvin Dova, Porter Jr., Larry Nance, Carl Sexton, Kevin Love. Look at Andre Drummond, 7,800. He's easily a guy I'm all over. I like him a ton. I think he has high upside. I like his rebounding ability versus this next team. If you want to go with another value play, you can look at Okora, you can look at Dotson, you can look at Windler. Those are the three guys I'm definitely looking at on this team, especially, like I said, Okora or Andre Drummond. Going to the next side of the ball, Julius Randle, easily lock and load him. He's a great play at power forward. I like him on all formats. With no Noel, I like Mitchell Robertson. If he stays out of foul trouble, you can definitely get to him. I think that their top two plays on this slate is Mitchell Robertson easily at that price point. Alfred Payton, his minutes went down, but I don't mind him. I really get to Obi Toppin, though, who's seeing great minutes. He's seeing his usage rate stay on this Knicks team. And another guy I'm looking at is RJ Barrett, another shooting guard slash shooting forward. I like RJ Barrett a ton based on the minutes he's getting. You can definitely look to him. Other than that, that's where I'm going on this team. That's where I'm looking at so far. Going to the next game in the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics. So this is another kind of just a man game to me. This is more like a cross-off game to me. If what I mean by that is if a game that I don't like, if I'm not getting to a ton of picks in a certain game, I'm kind of just crossing it off, as I don't want to get pieces from this team or game if the flow of the game is not there. So Kevin Durant, he's a little high priced to me. So is Kyrie Irving, based on the minutes they're playing, is only less than 20 minutes. Jason Tatum, again, I mean, he's not minutes aren't there. Jalen Brown, his usage rate isn't there. Levert being back with Marcus Smart, I'm not on. This team is not a team I'm looking at, to say the least. If you want to get to some Daniel Tice, given that he's back at 5,000, I don't mind it. Dinwiddie's another guy I don't mind, but there's so many mouths to feed on this team. I'm just not liking pieces from either one of these teams, so I'm moving on to the game. I'm all over in Milwaukee and the Pelicans. So this team has a lot of revenge game narratives on this Pelicans team. Eric Bledsoe, revenge game. You can definitely look at the Eric Bledsoe side of the ball as a starting point guard. I don't mind him at all, given that he's going to be playing. Lonzo Ball, 6,000. You can look to him starting. I don't mind getting to him whatsoever either. Looking at Brandon Ingram at 7,900, he's starting. Once again, the big man against this Milwaukee team is you'll need another piece on that side of the ball. So I don't mind him either. Those are the main guys I'm looking at. Zion's way too cheap at 6,200. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Eric Bledsoe. Those are the four key places I'm liking on this team. Moving on to the Milwaukee side of the ball, Greek Freak, easily you lock and load him at 9,600. I know the price is high, but you lock and load him easily in all formats. Get the Greek Freak. Drew Holiday, he's a little high priced to me, just a tad bit, but revenge game narrative. He's going to go out there and try to ball. Bobby Portis is a point per minute monster, but you have Brook Lopez on the other side also. Middleton played great minutes also. And those are the three guys I'm looking at mainly. Is Greek Freak easily as a lock and load, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. I love those three guys on this team a ton. Moving on to Chicago and OKC. There's only one team I like on this slate. I mean, not on this slate, but in this game is the Bulls side. Zach LaVine and Kobe White. Those are the two main guys I'm getting to. 7,600, 7,200. Lock and load them. They're playing great minutes. They're the focal point of this offense. I'm all over them too. With Lauri Markkanen, he's a little inconsistent to me. I don't know what we're going to get out of him. Patrick Williams, the starter rookie. You don't know what you're going to get out of him either. Wendell Carter, though, at 4,700, I like him a lot going up against Al Horford. But I also like Al Horford on the other side. He played great minutes. He smashed in the minutes he played last game. SGA is way too cheap at 5,700, but here's the tilting part. He didn't start the second half. I mean, if he for 5,700, and if he starts the second half, he should be able to smash that price point. So that's where I'm mainly looking at on this game. Moving on to Portland and Denver. This is another kind of just sort of man game to me. Nikola Jokic, 8,800. You can obviously get to him. Damian Lillard played great minutes last game. You can get to him if you need a starter at the point guard. I mean, I'm not getting to Anthony. I'm not getting to Covington or Derrick Jones. Paul Millsap played great minutes, but do you trust it? That's the key. Jamal Murray, those 5,600 is way too cheap in my opinion. I like that price a ton. And that's just kind of where I'm looking at in this game. I mean, you can get to a Gary Harris, but again, it's all about the minutes. And that's where I'm looking at in that game. Lakers and the Suns. There's only two guys I'm looking at on the Suns, and that's DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker. Those are the only two guys I'm going to get to. Other than that, I'm not looking at any other guy based on the value I can find in other games, in the Pelicans game, in the Bucks game. I'd rather get to DeAndre Ayton though than Devin Booker. On the Lakers, I'm not getting to James and Anthony Davis. They're not starting the second half, and that price point's way too high for me. But you know who I am getting to? Horton Tucker. Horton Tucker smashed last game in garbage time. 30 points. 30 points in the second half. Kyle Kuzma smashed second half. Those are the only two guys I'm looking at is Tucker and Kuzma based on their second half play. That pretty much wraps up for me, guys. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps me a ton, as y'all know. And have a safe and good rest of your day. Have a good one, everybody.